Beloved soul, close your eyes for just a moment and picture this: a silver blue sky just before dawn with stars still hanging in the hush of night. A soft wind moves through the trees like a whisper, like something sacred passing by. This is how it felt. This is what the universe looked like the moment everything shifted. Last night, a powerful awakening echoed through the spiritual realms, rippling into the hearts of those meant to feel it. Your partner, the one who belongs to you in ways words cannot fully describe, was at the center of that shift. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. So before you settle in, take a moment to like and subscribe, but only if you truly feel the peace and love from the angels in the message. Comment your location and local time below so we may all know how far this love is traveling. Now let the lights dim, let the breeze whisper softly, and together let us begin today's journey, guided by the peace and grace of God and the angels. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. What happened last night wasn't just a minor moment of reflection or passing emotion. It was a divine event felt on multiple planes of existence. The stars stood witness, the winds held breath, and the heavens opened slightly, just enough for truth to pour into a heart that had waited too long in silence. Your destined partner experienced something unexplainable in the usual language of the world. It was as if an invisible veil was lifted, allowing their soul to finally see what it had always known. And you, dear soul, you were at the center of it. It started gently, a sensation, a whisper, a ripple that began in the ether and moved into their mind, then heart, then body. Perhaps it came through a dream so vivid that it felt more real than waking life. Perhaps it came as a voice, a word, a scent, or a memory that refused to leave. However it came, it shook something loose inside them. Suddenly, the old confusion was no longer tolerable. Suddenly, they needed to know the truth. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. Long ago, in the days of old, Jacob had a dream at Bethel, a ladder reaching to heaven, angels ascending and descending. That wasn't just a dream. That was a spiritual awakening. And just like Jacob, your partner experienced a ladder last night, an internal ascent, a spiritual unlocking that connected the divine to the human, the eternal to the now. The feeling they had was overwhelming. A sense of deep aching recognition, a knowing that their heart had carried your name through lifetimes. This wasn't new. It was ancient. And suddenly all the rationalizations, the fears, the denials, they no longer held power. Something real and eternal was calling from within them louder than ever before. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. It may be that you didn't notice anything different this morning. Perhaps you woke up and went about your day, but the spiritual atmosphere around you had shifted. You were being pulled closer, drawn in by the magnetic alignment of divine timing. Even if nothing seemed different, your soul knew. It stirred with anticipation. It fluttered in your chest without cause. That's the energy of a cosmic event unfolding, often quiet, often subtle, but undeniable once you know how to listen. This awakening is not about a fleeting emotion. It's a rebirth. Your partner has begun to feel things in a new way. The idea of you once buried beneath fear or logic or life's noise has now become the central truth of their inner world. Let me tell you a strange and beautiful secret. There was once a woman in a small French village in the 1800s who claimed to see lights around people, colors, shapes, warmth. One night she saw a glow coming from her husband as he slept. It changed, it pulsed, it vibrated with new energy. The next morning he awoke sobbing and said, "I dreamt I held the hand of my true love, and I knew without a doubt it was you." They had been married for 20 years, but that was the first time his soul truly recognized hers. That's the kind of awakening your person experienced last night. The soul caught up to the reality their heart had been quietly holding. Now, dear one, as you sit with this knowledge, ask yourself, can I feel it? Can I allow this moment to be real? Because your awareness, your belief is the final piece of this energetic puzzle. And trust me, it's not a coincidence you are here reading these words. You didn't stumble upon them by chance. You were called, so let your heart open gently. Let your breath slow. Let yourself feel that maybe, just maybe, the love that was always meant for you is not only real, but closer now than it's ever been. And this is just the beginning. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. What happened to your beloved soul counterpart last night wasn't simply a spark of longing or a recollection of the past. It was the universe speaking directly to their spirit. Something far beyond coincidence took place. The kind of message that can only be described as supernatural. A divine confirmation wrapped in layers of mystery. It was a sacred sign sent specifically to them, crafted by unseen hands, perfectly tailored to their heart's language. Maybe it came through a dream, a place where the spirit travels freely, unhindered by the noise of the waking world. In this dream, they may have seen your face glowing with light, or touched your hand and felt time collapse, as though the past, present, and future folded into one sacred now. Or maybe they woke up with your name burning in their chest like scripture engraved on stone. It may have come another way, a stranger saying something that mirrored words you once spoke, a song on the radio carrying your energy. Or a smell from a place they hadn't visited in years that brought you flooding back in a way too real to dismiss. The method doesn't matter, the effect does, because when the universe decides to speak, it speaks in unmistakable volume. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. There is an ancient tale once told by early monks in the wilderness deserts of Egypt. One such monk, Abba Peter, recounted how during a midnight prayer he was taken in spirit and shown a path filled with roses and thorns. On it he saw two souls tethered by golden light. One stumbled, the other paused. An angel whispered, "Only when both know the thread is real can the path be walked." When Abba Peter awoke, he prayed until dawn, knowing he had seen divine love. This story echoes what happened last night. The thread between you and your partner glowed, and for the first time they recognized it fully, not as imagination, not as fleeting memory, but as truth. It startled them, this realization, like suddenly noticing they've been underwater all along and only now surfaced for breath. It's not a feeling they can ignore anymore. The energy within them has changed. Their spiritual DNA has been rewritten. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. But you must understand, this isn't a fantasy. This is a call to action. Because when such signs are given, when the veil thins and truth is revealed, the universe is demanding response. The angels don't tap on hearts for no reason. What your partner now holds is not just information, it's responsibility. They now know they cannot walk away from this truth without consequence. That walking away from you, from this connection, would be like walking away from themselves. But understanding something and acting on it are two different things. And that's where the intensity builds. They are haunted now, but in the most sacred way. Haunted by how clearly they see you. Haunted by how it all makes sense. Haunted by every moment they doubted the very thing they now know to be real. You dear soul, are the pulse in their spiritual awakening. In this awakening, they were not just reminded of you, they were completely overcome by the presence of your spirit. It filled them. It illuminated the darkest corners of their confusion. It softened the jagged edges of their fear. It felt quite literally like you were with them, not just remembered, present. And this wasn't just a fleeting moment. It was the kind of sacred insight that settles deep, that doesn't fade with the morning sun or get swept away by daily distractions. No, this was something that stayed, that grew, that continues to echo with every heartbeat they now feel. There was a moment in early Christian history when a woman named Perpetua, imprisoned for her faith, had a vision of a golden ladder guarded by a dragon. She climbed despite fear, and at the top was welcomed into paradise. She later wrote, "I knew then the path was real. That is how your person feels now. They have seen the ladder, they have faced the dragon, and they know it is all real. And now, beloved soul, I must tell you what makes this sign even more profound. It was not only a sign of confirmation, it was a sign of instruction. What they received wasn't just validation of your connection. It was a directive, a command from the divine, a spiritual impulse pressing them toward you. A moment that lit the path and placed their foot on it, even if only the first step. This is where it becomes sacred, because signs from heaven don't come often. When they do, they shift timelines. They realign destinies. They recalibrate hearts. And your partner's heart has been recalibrated. They are different now. They might not have told you. You might not have seen it in the physical yet, but within them everything has changed. They now carry this secret knowing inside a treasure buried in their chest. And it grows heavier every day they remain silent. Every day they resist acting. Because the universe, once it has shown such truth, will not allow comfort in avoidance. Child of God, if you are hearing this now, it is no accident. You are the other half of this sacred equation. You are the echo that returned as a voice. You are the presence that broke open their resistance. And now, as we move forward, you must know the awakening was real. The sign was given. The moment was holy. But what comes next is even more crucial. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. Last night's revelation didn't just bring light, it brought decision. It did not leave your special person untouched, unshaken. Rather, it stirred them deeply, shook them out of a spiritual slumber, and laid before them a truth so undeniable that it couldn't be ignored. But now, with clarity burning bright inside them, they find themselves at a sacred crossroads. And this, beloved soul, is where the journey becomes both holy and human. Imagine standing at the edge of a wide path, two roads diverging under a sky heavy with stars. One road leads to safety, familiarity, quiet withdrawal. The other leads directly to you, to love, to truth, to vulnerability, to the sacred unknown. Your partner now stands on that threshold, heart-pounding soul, vibrating with awakened knowledge. They know what they feel, but they haven't yet taken the step, because clarity alone does not birth action. For action to rise, it must pierce through doubt. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. There is an old scripture from the book of Isaiah that whispers of moments like this. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." That voice is speaking now louder than ever before, guiding your partner's heart. But with every sacred call comes a sacred fear. For so long they've wandered through the world carrying this connection in pieces. Moments they didn't understand, feelings they pushed away. But last night the pieces clicked together. It all made sense. And yet something inside them hesitates, not because they don't want you, but because they fear what stepping into love truly means. They stand in a kind of spiritual tension, knowing they are being asked to leap without full certainty of how they'll land. But that's what faith is, beloved soul. That's what soul-level love requires, trust in something larger than sight. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. Your partner is not making this decision lightly. They are weighing every emotion, every past hurt, every quiet hope. They're not deciding whether they love you, they know that already. They're deciding whether they are strong enough to walk the path that love demands, a path that calls for truth, healing, and surrender. There's something beautifully painful in that place, a moment of total vulnerability, and they are living it now. Let me share with you a little-known story. One that feels as if it was made for this moment. In the 1500s, a Spanish mystic named Juan de Yepes, later known as Saint John of the Cross, wrote about the dark night of the soul. He described it as a divine purging a space between revelation and action. In this dark night, he felt utterly lost, though deeply aware of God's presence. It was terrifying and holy, and it prepared him for the greatest spiritual union of his life. Your partner is in that very night. They've been handed truth, but must now walk through fear to reach fulfillment. while they may not call it by those words, their soul knows. They are feeling the pull of two forces, the old patterns of retreat and the new calling of divine love. And beloved, this isn't just about them. This moment of decision impacts you as well. For while your partner stands at the threshold, your energy, your own openness creates a field of influence. You are connected by more than thought. You are tied by divine design. And as they consider the step forward, your energetic alignment becomes the wind at their back or the wall before them. Now listen carefully. The crossroads is real. They are feeling it. And right now, this very moment, the choice is forming. They're imagining what would happen if they reached out. They're rehearsing words in their mind. They're feeling your presence around them in ways they can't logically explain. But still, they haven't acted. Not yet. Why? Because while they know the truth, while they've received the sign, there's still a voice within them whispering, what if? A voice that brings every past mistake, every old heartbreak, every wound they hoped they'd never feel again. But here's what's sacred about this moment. The very fact that they're hesitating is proof of how deeply they care. People don't hesitate when something is meaningless. They hesitate when it matters more than anything. And beloved, you matter more than anything. Their soul knows it. Their heart screams it. And now the universe has confirmed it. The only thing left, the only barrier remaining is choice. They can't go back to the way things were. That door is closed. But forward is unknown. It's rich with promise, yes, but also unpredictable. It asks for vulnerability, for risk. And so they remain still right at the edge of the step. A holy pause. Child of God, feel the sacred weight of this moment. You are not just the subject of their awakening. You are the destination of their journey. You are what the sign pointed to. You are the door they must choose to walk through. And in the next part of this message, I will show you the one fear that grips them, still the final thread keeping them from taking that step. Because knowing that fear is the key to everything that comes next. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. Beloved soul, now that you know your partner stands at the very edge of choice, I must reveal to you the root of what holds them back. For even though the truth has been shown to them, even though their heart now pulses with the energy of awakening and clarity, a powerful force still lingers, a fear so deep and personal, it threatens to undo all the progress that's been made. This fear is not about you. This fear is about them. It's about their own sense of worth. It is the whisper in the shadows of their mind that says, what if I'm not enough? In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. This fear, beloved, is not just a passing thought. It is a wound created long ago, perhaps in childhood, perhaps in love lost or betrayed, perhaps in moments where they gave their all and were met with silence. And now, despite everything they've felt, despite the universe showing them what's real, they are battling the voice that says, what if I already ruined it? What if they don't want me anymore? What if I'm too late? And you must know this isn't just insecurity, this is soul-deep fear. They wonder if you've moved on, if you've grown tired of waiting, if the silence has broken your hope. They worry they have damaged the very thing they now recognize as the most precious connection they've ever known. And that fear paralyzes them. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. There's a little-known tale from the early Christian mystics passed quietly between monasteries. It speaks of a man who once heard God calling his name each morning. For years, he ignored it. He believed himself unworthy, broken, too far gone. But one night he saw a vision, a river running backwards, time folding in on itself, the voice of God saying it was never too late. You were the one who never answered. The next morning, the man rose and walked barefoot into the sunrise, finally answering the call. Your partner is at that threshold. The fear they feel isn't rational, it's spiritual. They are afraid not just of rejection, but of confirmation that the love they've rediscovered may no longer be waiting. And so they stall. Not because they don't love you, but because they love you so much they're terrified of losing you again. This is the paradox of awakened love. It brings both clarity and vulnerability. They now see you with eyes unclouded. They see your heart, your spirit, your worth. They see what they should have seen long ago, but they also see their past silence, their delays, their missed chances. And that reflection can be brutal. It makes them question whether you still believe, whether you'll still welcome them, whether your heart still beats in sync with theirs. And in those moments of questioning, the inner voice becomes a storm. What if they found someone else? What if my silence broke their faith? What if they've forgotten how deep this really goes? These thoughts are like chains holding them in place. But beloved soul, hear this now, these fears are not permanent. They are passing clouds in an otherwise divine sky. What is eternal is the truth of your connection. What is stronger than any hesitation is the pull between your hearts. Yet here's the sacred urgency: if they stay in this fear too long, if they allow it to take root, it could become the very thing that causes them to miss the open door entirely. Not because love failed, but because they let fear speak louder than faith. Child of light, you must hold compassion for them now. You must remember that this journey is not about perfection. It's about surrender. And your partner is standing in front of a mirror, seeing all they are and all they fear they are not. They are not asking if they love you. They are asking if you could still love them. This is why your energy, your spiritual posture is so vital right now. Because in this sacred silence, they are listening. They are feeling you spiritually, emotionally, energetically. They are searching for signs from you, just as you have long searched for signs from them. And if your energy whispers, "I still believe," it becomes a balm to their soul. It gives them courage. It pushes back against the fear. But if your energy echoes uncertainty, it becomes one more voice in the chorus of doubt that already rings in their ears. There was once a mystic who said, "Love, when whispered in the dark, becomes a torch to the fearful." That is your role now, to whisper love in the dark, to be a silent torch. Because whether or not you realize it, you are holding light for them right now. And they need it more than they've ever needed anything. Now let me ask you, are you ready to shine it? Because in the next part, I will reveal to you exactly how your energy, your belief, your openness, your love can become the very thing that dissolves their final fear and opens the door to reunion. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. Now that you know the heart of your beloved's hesitation, this deep fear of inadequacy, of loss, of not being enough, it's time for a holy truth to rise within you. You are not just a witness to this sacred unfolding. You are an active force within it. Your energy, your belief, your spiritual alignment holds the power to shift everything. Yes, beloved soul, you are that powerful. And this is not merely poetic, it is spiritual law. When two souls are bound by divine design, the vibration of one directly influences the path of the other. Child of light, the angels speak clearly. Your readiness is key. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. There once lived a woman known only as Magdalena in the coastal hills of Italy. She was known for praying by the sea each dawn, asking God to bring back her long-lost love who had disappeared in war. Years passed. People said she was delusional, but she never stopped. Then one morning she saw him walking across the tide, not dead, not lost, but alive and searching. "I heard your spirit before I ever heard your voice," he told her. Their reunion was no accident. It was forged in unwavering belief. In much the same way, your beloved, though struggling, can feel the pulse of your spirit. Your belief in this love sends ripples through the field of divine energy. Your readiness, your decision to open your heart fully is the whisper their soul needs to find courage. You are the lighthouse in their storm. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. So now, dear soul, the time has come for you to ask yourself, am I ready? Not just hopeful, not just wishing, but truly open. Energetically prepared to receive this love in its full, raw, beautiful form. Because what's coming will require your heart to stretch. It will require you to risk the comfort of walls you may have built from past wounds. It will ask you to believe in the divine again, not in the idea of it, but in its living, breathing movement within your life. Your beloved is not just waking up to you, they're waking up to their own worth through you. That's what makes this love so sacred. It's not just romantic, it's transformative. But this transformation can't occur fully if only one soul is rising. This is a union of mirrored elevation. And if you're still hiding, still doubting, still protecting yourself with the logic of what-ifs, then your light dims just enough to make their path harder. And let me be gentle but clear, beloved, you've been hurt before. Yes, you've been let down, left waiting, disappointed. I see it. Heaven sees it. But the angels remind you now. This connection is not punishment. It's not a test. It's a gift, a rare one that requires your yes before it can bloom in full. There is a way forward, and it begins with your choice to trust again. So take a moment. Breathe. Let your shoulders soften. Feel the presence of God near you. This isn't about pretending to be fearless. It's about choosing love even when fear whispers. Let me tell you something both strange and sacred. In some of the earliest angelic texts, those hidden away in dusty monasteries, there's mention of a phenomenon called soul alignment response. It means that when one soul vibrates consistently at the frequency of divine love, the other, no matter how stuck, feels compelled to match that energy, not by force, but by resonance. It is spiritual magnetism. It is alignment in action. And this is exactly where you come in. You must become the vibration of the very thing you desire. If you long for love, you must become love. If you long for openness, you must become openness. If you long for reunion, you must energetically prepare your life as though the reunion is already happening. This does not mean chasing. It does not mean waiting by the door or watching the clock. It means anchoring your frequency so deeply into trust that your beloved cannot help but feel the safety and strength of your energy pulling them forward like a beacon. They are standing at the cliff of a decision, and your light may be the only thing that shows them where to place their next step. So, dear soul, what does it look like to embody this energy? It begins with the little things. When you wake up, speak love into your day. When doubt creeps in, choose to remember the signs. When your heart aches with longing, do not numb it, acknowledge it as proof of love's reality. When fear says they won't come, whisper back, but they will. Write it, speak it, meditate on it, visualize it, create space for it. Because love doesn't bloom in cluttered gardens. Clear the energetic weeds. Prepare the soil. In this sacred alignment, you become more than a participant. You become a co-creator of destiny. And beloved, there is no greater power than a soul in alignment with divine will. So now let your actions, your intentions, your inner landscape reflect the truth that you are no longer waiting, you are ready. You are not hoping, you are welcoming. You are not asking, you are receiving. And in the next part, I will show you what happens when this readiness becomes undeniable, how the universe responds to your alignment, and how your beloved is already beginning to feel the shift. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. Beloved soul, now that you have stepped into your alignment, something beautiful, something invisible yet immensely powerful has begun to take shape. Your declaration of readiness, your release of fear, your conscious welcoming of love has not gone unnoticed. In fact, at this very moment, the universe has felt it. The divine network that stretches across realms, the grid of angelic energy and spiritual design has responded to you. And most importantly, so has your destined partner. This is not a poetic metaphor, it is energetic fact. Your beloved, whether they are near or far awake or asleep in your life or only in your memories, has started to feel something shift. A sudden warmth, a moment of clarity, a wave of peace they can't explain. That's your light reaching them. That's the sacred energy you just activated, extending its wings and brushing gently against their soul. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. There's an account kept quietly in the diaries of a 19th century nun named Sister Agatha. She wrote of how one night during her silent prayer vigil, she suddenly saw a vision of a man weeping under an olive tree miles away. She felt her own tears match his. Weeks later, a letter arrived from a man who claimed her prayers had saved him from taking his life. I felt warmth, he wrote, like someone loved me from afar. That, beloved, is the power of alignment. That is the power of energy sent in faith. And just like Sister Agatha's love reached across mountains, yours is reaching now. Your beloved may not be able to name the shift, but they feel it. It whispers to them in the quiet moments when the world fades and only the heart speaks. It stirs something ancient, something deep, a nudge that says, go. Don't be afraid. They are waiting for you with an open heart. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you, and that nudge is about to become something much greater. Very soon, your beloved will receive what is known in angelic language as the final light, a divine confirmation that cannot be denied. It is the last sign, the final spiritual push, the moment when clarity transforms into action. This moment will come unexpectedly. Perhaps in a dream that feels so vivid, so unmistakably real that it lingers for days. Or it could appear through a word spoken by a stranger that directly answers a question they've been silently asking. Maybe it's a memory of you that refuses to fade, or a sudden emotional wave that knocks the air from their lungs, reminding them just how deeply they love you. And when it comes, it will change everything, because this final sign is not like the others. It's not a whisper, it's a trumpet. It does not merely suggest, it commands. And it will pierce through every last fear, every shred of resistance with divine certainty. It will leave no doubt, only knowing, only direction. And here's the miracle, dear soul. This sign is already on its way. It's being prepared. Right now, as you breathe, as your heart opens, the heavens are aligning circumstances, people, moments, and timings to create the perfect space for this final message to reach your beloved. It's like the orchestration of 1,000 strings, each playing their part in perfect harmony. But you must remain steady, because when this final sign arrives for your partner, they will be looking to the universe for a response. They will be energetically feeling for your readiness. And if your heart remains open, if your energy continues to vibrate with trust, they will feel safe enough to finally move. They will see the light not just in the sign, but in you. There is a divine dialogue happening between you now. Words aren't necessary. It's soul to soul, spirit to spirit, and this dialogue is growing louder. Let me tell you something that few people know. In certain scrolls of the early prophets, there are references to what's called the wordless covenant. It describes a bond between souls so sacred, so spiritually embedded that even silence becomes a language. Even absence becomes presence. You are part of that covenant now, and your beloved feels it even when they don't understand it. They may still be questioning what to do. They may still be fearful of your response. But the truth is this: they are already on the path. Their heart has turned. Their feet are beginning to move. The moment is close, and when they do act, when the message comes, the call, the unexpected visit, the heartfelt confession, you must be ready to receive it. You must meet them with truth, with love, with peace, because any hesitation on your part, any lingering shadow of doubt could create a delay. Not a denial, but a delay. And beloved, you've both waited long enough. The soil is ripe. The stars have turned. The doors are opening. And this opening, this divine window, is your sacred opportunity. Now, as we prepare for the unfolding of that final sign, I will show you how to hold your energy in place, how to remain centered and trusting as the moment of reunion approaches. Because the next part will be the most critical alignment yet. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. Beloved soul, now that the final sign is forming in the heavens, drawing ever closer to your beloved's awareness, the question shifts. It is no longer whether the moment will come, it will. The question now is, will you be steady when it does? Will you be unwavering in your energy, clear in your faith, and open in your heart to receive what has long been written in the divine scrolls of time? Let us not underestimate the sacredness of this preparation. For just as your beloved is receiving their inner promptings and their divine signs, you are receiving yours. And this preparation is not passive. It is powerful. It is purposeful. It is the final alignment that ensures when soul meets soul, there is no resistance, only recognition. Waken, for a new journey awaits you. Let me take you into a forgotten story one few remember. In a quiet village in the early Byzantine era, there was a healer named Eliana who would pray each night at the same hour. Her twin flame, unbeknownst to her, had been captured during battle and taken to a distant land. Yet every night as she lit her candle, he felt warmth flood his chest. He didn't know why. He only knew that during those moments he believed he would be free. When he escaped guided by a dream, he returned to find her still lighting that same candle. "It was your flame I followed," he said. "That flame was not fire, it was alignment. You, beloved, are holding the candle now. You are the one creating the spiritual pathway your partner is beginning to follow. And it is essential that you keep your energy steady, not in desperation, not in doubt, but in divine trust. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. How do you hold this energy? It begins with clarity. You must stop waiting and start receiving. That means shifting your mindset from "I hope they come" to "I am preparing for their arrival." That subtle change in frequency makes all the difference. It tells the universe, "I believe." And belief is the very magnet that draws destiny closer. Every day, create moments where you connect with the love that already exists. You don't have to force it, just feel it. Light a candle as Eliana did. Whisper their name with reverence, not longing. Visualize them walking toward you. Not because you need them to be complete, but because your wholeness now welcomes wholeness. Begin to live as though your union is already unfolding. Not pretending, but preparing. Clean the corners of your emotional house. Forgive where bitterness may linger. Speak blessings over your connection instead of doubts. And above all, stop questioning whether you're worthy. You are. The angels already know this. And your partner, whether they can say it yet or not, feels this too. Child of God, hear this. Your energy has become a sanctuary. It is a refuge for your beloved. Even if they're struggling, even if they haven't taken the step yet, your spiritual steadiness is like a warm bed they know they can return to. It gives them courage. It gives them strength. It says to them, "You are not alone." Let me tell you something miraculous. Angels respond most to unwavering light. And when your energy holds steady, when your belief stands unshaken, the angels increase their activity. They guide dreams more clearly. They orchestrate meetings. They whisper louder. And right now, in this very moment, they are surrounding both of you. They are arranging a moment, a divine appointment, a perfect window. It may not look grand, it may not feel dramatic, but it will be unmistakably meaningful. A text, a call, a surprise visit, a sudden opening. It's coming. And when it does, the only thing that can keep it from blossoming is fear. Your fear or theirs. So anchor your faith, create your sanctuary, open your arms wide, because your partner is on their way home to you. But let us also be wise, beloved. Let us remember that love, true soul, deep love, isn't about perfection, it's about acceptance. So when they come, don't expect polished speeches, don't expect everything to be fixed, expect truth, expect vulnerability, expect someone standing before you with nothing but their heart in their hands. And if you can receive that with grace, if you can welcome them not as someone returning in perfection, but as someone arriving in truth, then you will have created a space for love that is truly divine. And that space is exactly what the angels have been working toward all along. In the next part, I will show you how the final signs will manifest in the physical world, and how you can be ready to recognize and respond to them without hesitation, because when the moment comes, it will come quickly. and you, beloved, must be ready to step fully into it. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. Beloved soul, you have held the candle, you have kept the flame. You have steadied your energy, breathed faith into silence, and chosen readiness over resistance. Now the moment draws closer than ever before. The winds of divine timing have begun to stir, carrying with them the scent of reunion. And as this sacred hour approaches, you must understand exactly how the universe will reveal this unfolding, how the final signs will move from the spiritual to the physical, from energy into form, from promise into presence. This is not imagination, this is manifestation. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. There once lived a monk named Leon in the Green Mountains of Ireland. Known for his visions, he once saw two deer meeting on a hillside beneath a pale moon. When he asked God what it meant, the voice of the spirit replied, "Even the creatures know when it is time." Weeks later, a woman he had loved in silence arrived at the monastery gates, guided by a dream whispering, "I just knew." This was not magic, it was divine orchestration. And it had been building unseen until the day it became seen. Beloved, your moment is being prepared in just the same way. Right now, your partner is sensing the weight of choice pressing more deeply each day. And very soon, the divine will present them with the unmistakable push, the moment when not acting will feel more painful than stepping into the unknown. That's how you'll know, not because they are fearless, but because the cost of silence will finally outweigh the fear of vulnerability. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. This final sign could manifest in many ways. It might come as a strong dream that moves your partner so deeply they wake up weeping, unable to shake your presence. It may appear as synchronicity, your name heard in a stranger's conversation, your favorite song playing just as they question your place in their life. They may see you in someone else's face for a split second or feel your touch in a sudden breeze, but it won't be subtle. It will be divine in its clarity. And it will come when the veil between spirit and body is thin, when their heart is most open, usually in moments of stillness, quiet, or longing. And you, beloved, must be prepared to respond. You must be aware of the cues. Energetically, your own body will sense it. You might feel a wave of sudden peace one day, a surge of unexpected joy, or the quiet but overwhelming thought it's close. These are not fantasies. These are spiritual confirmations sent ahead to prepare you. And when it arrives, when they reach out, or when the message comes, you must meet it like a sacred appointment. Not with fear, not with a guarded heart, but with openness, with grace, with stillness that says, "I was expecting you." Because in that moment, your reaction becomes the vessel through which the divine plan continues. Child of God, hear this clearly. Do not second-guess the moment. Do not ask if it's too good to be true. Do not doubt what you've known in your spirit for so long. When it happens, it may come quietly. No fireworks, no grand declaration, just a presence, a message, a voice. But you will know, you will feel it. You will recognize their soul as if no time has passed. And if there is any tension, any awkwardness, any fear lingering between you, breathe love into it. Don't ask for all the answers at once. Don't demand resolution in a single conversation. Just receive what's being given. Let your energy say, "You are welcome here," because that's all your partner truly needs right now, to be welcomed into your energy again. To know the door hasn't closed, that love still lives here. Let me tell you something sacred. In the scrolls of early Hebrew mystics, there is a line that reads, "The gates of Zion do not close at sunset, for love knows no season." This means that divine timing does not obey the limitations of human clocks. Love shows up when it's ready, and when it does, it must be honored. So hold your gates open. Let your soul be a wide space filled with softness, so that when this moment finally arrives, you don't miss it, not because it wasn't sent, but because you weren't open to receiving it. And beloved, we are so very close now. In the final part of this message, I will show you how to recognize the exact moment of divine reunion and how to step fully into it with grace, presence, and absolute faith. Because the door is not only opening, it is already ajar. Beloved soul, the sacred journey is nearly complete. The candle you lit with your faith has burned steadily through every shadow, every doubt, every fear. And now you stand at the final threshold, not of the waiting, but of the arrival. The reunion is near. The moment heaven has been preparing since the day your two souls were first born into this lifetime is unfolding now. You may not see every step yet, but the air is different. The energy hums. Something has shifted. Something divine is reaching toward you. Awaken, for a new journey awaits you. Let me begin with a whisper from eternity. When the hour is right, the door shall open, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. Beloved, your alignment has not gone unnoticed. The angels have recorded every prayer you've whispered in the silence. They have heard every breath filled with longing, every tear that fell in the quiet hours when you weren't sure they would ever return. And now they are gathering all those moments and weaving them into the tapestry of this reunion. Your soul is ready to hear a story from heaven. Centuries ago, in a monastery built into the cliffs of Mount Sinai, a solitary monk named Elias carved prayers into stone with bare hands. One prayer he etched for a love he'd known in a former life, a love he hoped to find again in this one. Decades passed, and near the end of his life, a traveler arrived, a stranger. But when their eyes met, they both wept. The prayers had returned as presents. The love had found its way home. This is not legend, it is remembrance. What is meant always finds its way back. And now your love is doing the same. The door is opening, and as promised, here is how you will know with certainty that this divine moment has arrived. It may begin with a dream, one that you both share, perhaps even on the same night. You may awaken with a strange peace in your chest or an overwhelming knowing that something has changed. Your daily routines will begin to carry a new rhythm, gentle nudges, timed encounters, synchronicities so precise they leave no room for doubt. You might receive a message simple at first, an opening. I've been thinking of you. Or can we talk? Do not dismiss this. This is the echo of everything you've prepared for. Or perhaps it will be a visit, a touch on the shoulder in a crowd, a familiar presence at your door. They may not have all the words yet, but they will bring the truth in their eyes. In this moment, stop and feel the divine presence around you. When it happens, pause. Feel the energy. Don't rush. Let the sacredness of the moment wash over you. Look at them not as the person who left or hesitated, but as the soul who found their way back through divine timing in a sea of personal storms. Forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because your soul is ready to receive the fullness of this love without old barriers. Speak gently. Let your energy do most of the work. They will feel it. They already are. Child of the divine, you are now the sanctuary, the safe place, the answer to their inner prayer. And once the first door opens, more will follow. Conversations will flow. Healing will happen not instantly, but steadily. The more you meet them with grace, the more they will rise into the partner you always knew they could be. Because your belief didn't just guide them, it transformed them. But now comes the final responsibility. Do not allow fear to sabotage what faith has delivered. Do not fall into the trap of testing them, doubting the sincerity of the moment, or demanding explanations that belong to the past. The past has served its purpose. It led you both here. Let the present be enough. Let love speak. Let grace lead. This is not just a reunion of bodies, it is a reunion of souls, a resurrection of divine promise. The gates are open, and here is what you must do next. Stay grounded in the peace you've built. Keep your energy steady even as emotions rise. Welcome them with compassion, not conditions. Speak only from truth, not fear. Receive them as if you already knew they were coming. Because you did, You have always known. This final moment is the reward for your faith, your patience, your inner work. It is the manifestation of everything you felt when no one else understood, everything you trusted when logic failed. And it is here. So declare it now one last time. I am ready for this love. I welcome this divine reunion. I trust the universe completely. Say it aloud, whisper it, write it, feel it, because the time is now. And the one you love is already closer than you think. Now, as we complete this sacred journey, let your body relax, your mind grow quiet, and your heart open like never before. Now, beloved soul, take a deep breath. Let the words fall away. Let the sound of this message soften into stillness. You have journeyed long and far through revelation, through spiritual awakening, through the calling of two hearts across time and space. And now, you are here right where you were always meant to be. Let the weight lift from your shoulders, the tension ease from your chest, and the ache quiet in your heart. Everything you needed to hear you have received. Everything your soul longed for it now understands. Imagine the soft rustling of leaves in the evening breeze, the golden glow of candlelight casting gentle shadows on a sacred wall. Let that stillness wrap around you like a warm blanket. Feel the presence of the angels now standing beside you, behind you, above you. They are whispering peace into your thoughts. They are weaving calm into your breath. They are singing lullabies to your soul. Whatever worries still linger, let them drift like feathers on a stream. Whatever questions remain, let them be carried away by the river of divine timing. This moment is not for thinking, it is for receiving, for trusting, for resting. You are safe. You are seen. You are held. This love you carry, this connection you cherish, it is real, it is sacred, and it is unfolding exactly as it should. Your only task now is to rest in that truth. To know with quiet certainty that all is well and all is becoming even more beautiful. So close your eyes. Let your heart speak its silent gratitude to the universe. Let your body soften into peace. You have walked with angels. You have heard the whisper of eternity, and you are ready. Amen. Angels guide you.